Okay. All right,
There
you
we go.
guys. So, hey, I'm going to put this on gallery view so I can see everybody. Okay. So, you guys, hey, I am Erin Young and this is David Young, and we are going to help you kind of kick off and get started right to do this amazing program that we have fallen in love with called Liift4. And I guess we are not the experts by any means, but we have already completed the program one time through, so we know a little bit about it. And so we were invited to be part of the corporate coach test group. And so we've already gone through the program with Joel and with corporate, and we've learned a lot about it. And we had incredible results ourselves. And we just can't wait to watch you go through this for your first time and us do it our second time and just be here for you guys and teach you what we learned. The thing of it is this is really chill. Like super chill. Like
Yep.
I feel like when I got ready for 8-day obsession, like I was kind of nervous because I'm like, this is a lot, and it was awesome. And I loved that program. And I think I love this one even more, but I feel like I say that every program that comes out, I'm like, I love it. This one is one though, that like even us repeating it a second time, like we're in the middle of doing week 4 the second time, but we're going to start all over on Monday. We just couldn't like not keep going. I haven't been bored or anything yet. Like it's been really amazing. So I hope that you guys feel that way. And so I'll let David talk about the philosophy of Liift4, because literally this is a mind, like I want you to go ahead and say, all right, I'm going to have a new mindset with this workout program, whether you've done one before or this is the first one. I know that we all come into a fitness program or a health and fitness program and we have some preconceived notions, or I don't know, we have a fear, we have limiting beliefs. I don't know. We just have something.
Yep.
And this one is super chill. It's a lifestyle program. It works around your life. It's not one that will consume your life. It's going to add so much value to your life. Okay, so tell about the philosophy, like kind of summarize it.
Yep. So the format of the workouts, obviously lifting and hitting. You will have weights. We're going to get into weights and weight selection and how do you know that later on into the call. But the whole philosophy that Joel explained to us is he's been in the gym industry for a long time. And he was mostly in the gym management side. So he saw people signing up for memberships and not using them, people coming and never coming back. And that's what he said, his whole philosophy of fitness is that it truly, as Erin just said, adds to your life. It doesn't become your life, that your life doesn't have to revolve around the program,
Can
the
you give
schedule.
Me an amen?
I know, anything like that. And that truly is for those of you who have done To Be Mindset. It's very similar in philosophy because it is lifestyle. It is a lifestyle program. It is meant for you to kind of work it around what you need and it not to be like what controls your schedule. So you'll see that. So the philosophy is 4 days a week. You guys probably already know this. 4 days a week, 3 rest days. And I'll tell you that this was really hard for us in the first couple of weeks of the test group because you have I would say the test group was mostly, people who were very fit. People who were into fitness, people who were group fitness instructors, and everybody really struggled with this. And at first we were like, we're seriously going to get results in about a half hour, 4 days a week? Are you kidding me? And he just said, trust the program,
Just trust it.
Trust the program, and you see why.
Well, let me go. So that first day that was a rest day for us. So like next Wednesday, you're going to wake up and you're like, I want to work out. Like I feel good. Like your muscles are going to be really sore because you're going to have worked a lot of upper body, no lower body. And you're like, I need to do something. And so Joel went live in our group and he's like, you guys just live your life today.
Yep.
And that's how we started coining this phrase, like rest days are live your life days. And so let's go ahead and talk about that concept before we get anywhere else, because this is super fun. Because what I want you to do right now is kind of let your mind open and almost dream and visualize a little bit like what living your life looks like. Like if you wake up on a Wednesday and you got 30 to 40 extra minutes that are gifted to you, that are a rest day because you just ripped your muscles to shreds, really, and you need them to rest and repair. Okay, what can you do that's going to add value to your life and live your life? Is it a morning walk as the sun is rising with like some positivity in your ears? Is it a yoga workout? You know, we got a yoga studio on Beachbody On Demand. Is it going to actually take a hot yoga class that you're like, I've never really had time to do that? You know, is it a run because you like to run? Like I'm thinking of Jenny, like going to take Stella for a run after the kids get on the bus. Like she enjoys that. Like live your life, go live your life. It could just be freaking, you need to sleep in, or some of you that are coaches, it's time to work your business. Like an extra 30 minutes you can put into your business or spend with your challenge group, you know, play with your kids. If you usually work out after school or after, you know, or after they get home or after you get home from work, like play with your kids. You don't have to get a workout in that day. So it's meant to add value to your life, but really it's physically there because your body actually needs that rest. I've never gotten such amazing results from resting more. You know, we always hear like, you guys need to rest your body. You need to give yourself time to recover, you know, and just like one stretch day on a Sunday is not enough time to recover, at least for my body. And so like, your body needs it. So Joel just recommends that we don't lift or hit on that day. So yes, you can exercise, you can be active, you can go cycling, ride your bike, whatever. Swimming. Like you have permission to be active or go play tennis. Like we had somebody in our group, she's like, I'm going to go play tennis again. And so like people were still being active because they had a very active lifestyle. But some people also were just resting because their body was sore and they needed to rest. And many of the days I took a rest day or just did like yin yoga. But I also teach group exercise. So it actually allowed me a chance to teach group exercise and not be working out and doing doubles. And that was really incredible. So when I said, like, I want you to like visualize and think about it, like imagine, wow, I'm going to have 3 days a week where I can do something that's going to add value. You can go see what she needs. You know, that's going to add value, that's going to help you like recover and stuff. So I think it's really fun to think about that. And so I don't know what's going on, right? Our kids are the ones who interrupted the call. But so let's go ahead and then talk about like the actual workout and what you need and what I would recommend weight selection wise. So I've done a lot of programs using a lot of different equipment and things like that. And so is David. And so I would recommend that when you start Liift4 as a female who's maybe done some fitness before, or someone who's even starting out as a beginner, you're going to need light, medium, and heavy weights. Okay. So at least 3 sets of weights. And I would start with like light weights, I would think would be like around 5 pounds, and a medium set of weights would be 8 or 10 pounds. And then a heavy set would be 12s, 15s, maybe 20s.
Yeah.
I personally think if this is your 10th workout program or your 7th or 8th, you did all of 80-day obsession, you're going to probably need to start out with a set of 20-pound dumbbells. Okay. There's going to be times when you're doing a sumo squat with one weight where you may want to even stack 2 weights on top of each other to make them even heavier. Okay. So in the program, when we were doing it with the test group, there were men who were extremely fit and they were using 50s. Okay. Like I think some of you know what your light, medium, and heavy weight would be. I personally at one point was using a 45-pound dumbbell and was chest pressing up to 35 pounds at one point. Okay. But don't go buy extra weights or invest in them until maybe after the first 2 weeks when you see what you can do. Or maybe you've already started doing before Liift4 and you notice like what you can do. And what's really cool is Joel is going to say, because you're going to write down your weights. Like that's one of the things, like you want to go and make sure that you download the weight tracker. You got to do that because he's going to say, look at your weights, go up, look at your weights, stay the same. And which is really amazing because you're not going to be guessing like what everybody's, and he calls out like the weights that other men and women are using. So you're like, oh, I'm on track. I got this. He's very, very good at calling cues and weights. So you can kind of guess and see where you are. But I feel like the first few weeks, you're going to be figuring that out. I feel like there's a couple of times where you're going to just drop the weights altogether. Like, you're like, I can't do this with 5 pounds. I can only do this with my arms. And you're okay when that happens. Okay.
And one of the things he says that I always remember, and he says, you guys have to remember that your arms weigh something.
Yeah.
It's not, the fact that you don't have a weight in your hand, you just don't have additional resistance. You're still pushing weight because your arms weigh something. And that, I was like, that's true.
Right.
You know, you're still going to get results even on a couple moves. If you don't use weights, you're still going to do the essence of the move.
And then you also have the bands as well. Mm-hmm. So like, I feel like that you can almost, and when you follow the bandifier, you will learn how to hold that band the right way and how to even make it harder in resistance. So he'll teach you that. But the truth is that when we did the test group, there was no bandifier.
They didn't have it taped yet.
That developed as we were going through it. So I haven't seen a bandifier, nor did I have a band, which I'm excited to have bands. So because when we are traveling to Napa during the second week. So we'll be out of town. So I'm like, oh, cool. We'll get to try this band thing out. So I don't have a lot of advice for the band. So I feel like we're going to figure that out. That's part of doing the program for the first time through. So hopefully that helps you guys with weights. But I used a mat. Like if you're working out on concrete, get a mat because you're on your back a lot. Like on chest and tris today, like I was literally like on the ground the whole workout. And so you're going to want something soft that you can lay on. And especially if you're doing it on concrete, bless you, get a new pair of shoes, get a Beachbody jump mat. You need something like that. And then core, there's so much core work, which I love. I love that every workout ends with core. It's so freaking cool. Yep. And there are stretch workouts, and those weren't part of our test group either. So I'm excited to see those. There's a couple of stretch workouts.
Lisa asked, do you ever use a bench? The answer is no.
Never.
Nope. Okay. And he talks a little bit about that.
He doesn't want you to.
Yeah. And I think it's week 1 where he mentions why he doesn't. And it's a really good reason.
And like if you have a barbell, like I'm thinking of like body pump barbell, he doesn't want you to do that because using the dumbbells is actually harder, and you have to use correct form and technique and engage your core and follow all of his cues. Like he would just be like, I mean, you can if that's what you got. But he would say, that's not what we're supposed to do. So that's just what the trainer would recommend. Yep. Okay, so we talked about the fitness part. There's a modifier, you guys. So there's a bandifier, but there's also a modifier. So like you can take everything low impact. It's so easy to make a hit, a high intensity interval, the cardio part. It's so easy to make a hit to take it down to a no impact move, and they show you how to do that. So no worries about that. And also when you're starting next week, I remember in the beginning, we pressed pause a lot just because we were fumbling with weights. We're like, wait, what did he say? Yep. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot to write that down. Crap. What? Like a lot of that in the beginning. And I feel like just be ready for that. That's what's cool about a digital program is that you can press pause. And, but the thing too, I want you to know is that the workouts are quick because the pace of not of the rep, but of the rest period is quick. So like in between each set of moves, there's very little rest time.
And that's on purpose.
And that is on purpose. So like if you can press pause as few times as possible, that's good, obviously. But know that like you're going to be pressing slow, but then you're just going to keep going though. Like in the first like minute and a half of a chest workout, you've probably done like 80 reps. Like it's just moves. And that's what's cool because even just a lifting workout, you're sweating and your heart rate's up because it's becoming almost more cardio. So there's a really cool, beautiful scientific thing happening there.
So one of the differences, this is mostly for the people in our challenge group, we're going to be having some competitions on the Live Your Life days. So think about that. Be creative with what can I do one day a week, whether it's Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, that's just something I wanted to do. I wanted to take the kids here. I always wanted to go see this park or go kayaking or whatever it is. But we're going to have competitions within our challenge group for, I don't know whether it's the best, but we'll probably do it as a poll and let everybody choose
who had the best,
live your life day this week. And that's just something that is the philosophy of the program, because it is that important. So we're definitely going to recognize that within.
Does that mean we're going to have to do one of those like ropes courses?
Oh, I love those. So
Jenny, you might have to go with us. Okay.
I love it. The other thing that we're going to do that is very different, if you've ever been in any of Erin's challenge groups or any of them that we've done together, is it's going to be a community feel. It's not going to be like a daily scheduled post, okay? Because the program, we want it to be much more engaging, inviting, question-oriented. So just know that it's going to look different because it is a different program. Mm-hmm. It is a different type of lifestyle. So we're going to take that exact same philosophy from the program into our challenge group, so that it's more of an open forum for people to say, oh my gosh, I was awesome at this, or how did you modify this, instead of just responding to the daily post.
Or it's still Monday and I can barely go up the stairs.
So we laugh, but I have to tell the backstory. So just be prepared, okay? This we didn't mention this in the philosophy. It's not
scary, because at first you're like, am I really going to be sore?
If you, for instance, if you've only done 21-day fix before, okay? So you've been using free weights, you've been using weights, all right? The difference with this program, and I'll just use that one as the one example, is that you're pushing your weights to your max at times. You're exhausting your muscles. He wants you to get to the point that you have to drop your weight by the third set. Mm-hmm. That if you get to the third set and you're still repping, like, bam, 10-pound dumbbell,
yeah,
then he will say you're not doing the program.
Then you're not doing it right.
Okay. He wants your muscles to fail, because that's when they stretch and grow the most. Makes sense, mm-hmm. right? Because when your muscles can't physically pull anymore, that's when they've said, I've had enough. Okay. And he wants you to get to that point, because that's why you have the rest days, so that your body can heal better. So when you think about those rest days, again, they're there on purpose, but that first leg day, and I'll tell you, people know this. I've seen a couple people have said this with their knees. I have one knee that every program for the last about 2.5 years kills me. Like by the end of it, I got to go see the doctor. I'm icing it. I'm whatever.
Getting a shot.
And I had zero problems mm-hmm. with this program and my knee. So I hadn't done leg day. Truly, I've done leg days before, but not all out leg days for a couple years. So this one, we had leg day on the first week, and I am not kidding. I could barely get up and down our steps for 2 days. Leg day was on Friday, okay, and I could not move. Saturday and Sunday, I was fine walking, and I'd try to go upstairs, and I was like, oh, what is happening? And then Monday came around, and my body had healed. Like, yeah. I woke up Monday, and I was like, holy cow, I'm good.
Well, the thing of it is you're kind of working your legs every workout, because you're doing a hit every workout. So, like, I was amazed at the booty lift and the leg changes that I had from doing one leg workout a week, but you're actually almost every workout mm-hmm. includes a leg workout. So the booty is getting an amazing workout the entire program. Mm-hmm. I mean, I got a better booty lift from that than I did from 80-day obsession, or maybe it was just because I did it right afterwards. I'm not really sure, but I mean, so your legs get an amazing workout. Trust me on that. So you may not want to do a lot of extra leg workouts in the first couple of weeks. So let's
okay. The big topic that people have been asking us
but
about.
Everything everything should be, you should be able to, I love that Beth is drinking wine right now. Like, I freaking love it right now. Like, will you go get me some, please? But I
live your life, right? It's a Wednesday. She got started early on the Live Your Life day.
Where did she go? Did she disappear? I don't see her anymore. Did she like close it, shut it down? Oh, there's Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Amanda Wilson. Hey, girl. Okay. So anyway, sorry, I got distracted by the wine and I totally lost my train of thought.
Squirrel. Okay. Reel it back in.
I really don't know what I was going to say, but let's talk nutrition. Oh, the workouts are going to be available on Friday. Just because Beachbody wants to make sure that as everything goes live on BOD,
so
there's no like glitches. So when we wake up Monday, it'll be there. Now, all the other stuff, is it there yet? The nutrition guide and everything, is that there? It should be there, you guys. So you should be able to access that.
We have a different link right now than what everybody else does.
Yeah, we're
a little off.
Okay, so let's talk about nutrition. So we're going to share two different philosophies with you tonight because we just want to be honest and we want to give you two ways to do this.
One made a little bit more sense to me, and you have more experience with another.
I first want to address the 2B mindset because I know we have a lot of 2B bunnies that have completed the 2B mindset and you absolutely loved it and adored it. And I did the 2B mindset as well before we did Liift4. And I felt like, because let me tell you the timing. You guys started 2B Mindset and it launched as we were doing the test group. So in the test group, there were only like 3 of us who had done the 2B Mindset because we did the 2B Mindset test group. So I had done 2B Mindset from November until whenever I started this, May, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, April, May, it doesn't matter. So I had that whole 2B Mindset philosophy and I felt so prepared for this nutritional plan. And when Joel kept saying live your life and freedom and this, I was like, okay, this is totally what I'm on board with. So I still followed water first. I still followed dinner and done. I still followed almost all veggies and protein at dinner for the plate it method. So if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, just know that I'm not going to talk about this for very long and it's okay. You can do 2B Mindset after this program. And so I still try to not have carbs later in the day for snacks and for dinner, but sometimes I needed them because of the meal plan. So if I still needed a carb at dinner, I ate a carb at dinner and it was totally fine. I still weighed myself every day. I was still tracking my food every single day. What else? Is there anything else I'm missing? So if you have a specific 2D mindset question, put it in the chat box. Let's see. So I wasn't necessarily following plate it 100%. You can, if you want to continue with 2B mindset and do Liift4, that is your choice. It's not a right or wrong choice. But my opinion is you're now following a fitness program. And if you want fitness results, you do need to feed your body differently. And you will still lose weight following the Liift4 protocol. But I do believe that so many of these 2B mindset philosophies are lifestyle philosophies that fit into the Liift4 container system. Okay, so you have to figure out what you want to bring over. And I think most of that, it will be the water, will be your veggies, will be dinner and done, will be, whatever. I don't know if you're going to need to fill up your plate more and do more shore and stuff like that, but plate it may be tweaked a little bit because you're going to need more protein, you're going to need more carbs, because your carbs are your energy source and you're going to be pumping some iron and doing some hits. So you need more energy because with the 2B mindset, exercise was extra credit and now exercise is part of the program. So you will have to fuel your body differently. So that's all I have to say about that. Okay. So let's talk. So you will see in the nutritional plan, it says containers. And it's like if you weigh this much, you're in this category. If you weigh this much, you're in this one. If you want to build, go up. Okay. Yeah. And so, it's real straightforward. Like I was like, that is so straightforward. I fell into meal plan A. Okay. And I was like, holy what? Meal plan A, 3 servings of protein. I learned in the first week that was not a good idea. Okay, so I know my body. I personally recommend that even if you have weight to lose, meal plan A may not be enough fuel. And it's not enough if during the first week you are hangry as hell and you're lethargic and you feel like you just need to sleep all day long, and you're just like not satisfied, and you're super irritable, and you're biting off your husband's head, you're not getting enough nutrition.
That's all hypothetical.
Okay, just in case you're wondering. Okay, and eating one meal plan up, you're still going to lose weight. I think I lost that 6.5 pounds, something like that. I can't remember what the final number was. So I personally ate from meal plan B, and I was very easily in meal plan A according to the weight chart. Okay. So I know some of you, if that's a question with your coach, like if you're like, I don't know, it says I'm doing this. What do you think, Erin? What do you think, David? We can answer that, but I think you just need to make sure you're eating enough food. Okay. So you're going to use the containers to portion out your food and to build your meal plan. Okay, bottom line. And I feel like a lot of people know how to use the container system. And if not, like we in our group will be sharing sample meal plans. Like we'll be posting that this week. We'll be showing you and giving you tips and all kinds of recipe ideas, because there's some really good ones. Personally, we built all of our meals around what our protein was going to be. And we stuck to the very top of the protein list of foods. When you look and you're like, here's all the approved proteins. We stuck to the top of the list as much as we can, because the top of the list has the least amount of saturated fats in it. And it's like better sources of protein and greater sources of protein. So if you stick to the top half of the list, most of the time you're doing a freaking awesome job. You just don't want to eat like sausages for every single meal and deli meat all the time, like, so bottom line, containers, that is the meal plan. We, however, used a different system to track our food. So I did not use the 2B tracker to track my food. Okay. So you want to talk about Lose It.
Yep. Okay. So here's what you have to know. And again, if you're a coach, take this back to your challengers. All right. When Autumn created her idea of this containers, when she brought the container system to Beachbody, who bought it, all right, it's a simplified form of macros, of counting macros. That's all the containers are, all right? It's not restrictive. I know we've had people ask that before, will you lose weight because it's restrictive? It's not. It's based around macronutrients. That's why you're not counting calories. You're giving your body the nutrients it needs to function, not only for life, but to build muscle, to sustain energy. All right.
Weight. Yeah.
So in your program materials, you will see that it says this. Okay. It's the small print, but Joel kept going back to this and I loved it. Okay. And it was really easy to use with the Lose It app. Okay. So Lose It, like LOSEIT. All right, Erin's putting it in the chat box. It's a free app, and this is what Joel and Brianne use on a daily basis themselves. And that's the only reason why we went with that one.
Really,
I know
some
people have MyFitnessPal, great. Some people have other things, great. We went with Lose It because Joel said, this is what we do, and it works, and it makes sense for us. Okay, it's a free app, all right? And we're gonna show you an example here in a minute. All right. But here's, if you want to take, I think from the nutrition side, one thing away from this call. Okay. This is the goal. All right. And again, the container system is built around this, but if you're tracking it and Lose It, it looks a little bit different. Okay. But it's 30, 40, 30 is your ratio. By the end of the day, your goal is to have 30%. So if you see right here, this is from Erin's phone. This is her Lose It app. Okay. So you can see protein is kind of that purplish color. You want around 30% of your daily intake of food to be from protein. You want around 40% of your food to be from carbs. And then you want around 30% to be from fat, from healthy fats and things like that.
Okay, pause.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this, I know where you're going. This will be the big question, I think.
Okay, you go ahead. You keep going.
So when you log food, are you going to show them that?
No, okay. I was going to talk about the number, the 30% protein. I want to give Tom
talk about that.
Okay, so basically when I log my food using Plan B, like at first I was doing Plan B and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to log what I ate from Plan B and see what it looks like and lose it. And that's when I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use this app or not. My numbers were so off because of my protein choices. Mm-hmm. Like I had 4 servings of protein that day, but I hadn't picked very good ones. And I picked ones like chicken sausages or a ground beef hamburger, things that were higher in saturated fat and lower in protein. And I was like, holy crap, 60% of my day's been fat. Like I was like blown away. And I was like, and I like followed the containers. So like the containers are great because it's like the more like basic level of nutrition. Well, what Lose It will do is just help you elevate it to the next level to make sure that fine tunes it to make sure that your 4 servings are actually giving you enough protein for your body to repair. Okay. And for your body to build muscle. So that's what I learned. Like I had 4 servings of protein. I had even had like Recover and things like that, but I didn't have near enough grams. So let me tell you what Joel taught me or us in terms of grams. Okay. And this will not click 100% until you start using this. Okay. So just write down what I'm telling you right now, like in your notes or whatever, and you'll go back to it as you start playing with this. So my recommendation.
Yes, I'll let you know. This kind of started to click on about week 3.
Yeah, this was like I was fumbling.
So you're not going to know this next week.
Yeah, like I was fumbling and like I had a little, some of my girlfriends that were in the group, we were texting each other like, you guys, I have a question. Like we figured it out together, but it was so worth it. So this is a way for you to take your nutrition, really your results to the next level. And I felt like too, this gave me a lot of freedom. I really did. Like I felt like, oh wait, I can have some Halo Top ice cream and I'm still good. You know what I mean? Like it's just like that extra, or like, wait, babe, we can have a glass of wine tonight and we're still good. Yep. Like that gave us that freedom too. Like, you know what I mean? So I would figure out how to use this and you have time to play with it. And when Monday rolls around, you still are going to fumble and wonder and whatever, and that's okay. We did not upgrade to a paid version, by the way. We only use the free version. So the grams of protein, let me tell you this, like what my goal was each day and what I like to do is go in and say, what am I going to eat today? And I put it all in, program it all in and see what it's going to look like. And then know where I need to add, subtract, move things around. Okay. I'm a backwards planner. I'm a teacher, so that's what I do. But what my goal is to try to eat my body weight in grams of protein. Okay. And if you look at that, like, I mean, that's your 4, 5, 6 servings of protein. Now, David's body weight in grams, he had to bump up. So he needed to bump up in his bracket on the meal plan so that he could gain weight.
Yeah, if I did, which I did for the first 2 weeks, I just pretty much ate meal plan B. And I was realizing I wasn't having enough protein because I was like, why am I losing weight? This is the opposite of my goal.
So sad.
Yeah. My goal, by the way, when I went in was to gain muscle. Okay. I wanted to gain weight on this program. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I'm a slim guy. Like I want to build muscle. That was my goal. And in the first 2 weeks, I had lost 5 pounds. And I'm like, whoa, this is opposite of what I want to do.
So Joel was like, eat more protein.
Yeah, so Joel's like, you fix that by eating more protein. Because protein builds muscle. And people, that's what you have to realize, okay? To be mindset people will get this, okay? The purpose of each food group. The purpose of protein is to build muscle. That's why you need more protein. Mm-hmm. That's why if you're going up, two meal plans, all right, because you want to build, you'll see the big differences in the number of proteins. Mm-hmm. All right. And it's because you have to feed your body more protein so that it can build more muscle. Yeah. Because that's its job.
And you're not going to build like girls' huge muscles. You're going to build lean muscle.
Yep.
Okay. So don't worry about that.
It's still going to be toned.
Yeah. Okay. So What else did we want to say here? Oh, oops. Okay. So what else did you want to do? The log? You need to do the log.
So we want to go to the log, and here's what it looks like. Okay. So if you look at the bottom, my day is where she just was. So click on my day again, and you can see that it normally goes back to calories. That's where it starts. And then we just click over to nutrients.
But I didn't pay attention to calories.
Yeah, I did not either. I wouldn't even worry about calories.
I just looked at nutrients.
Yep. So then if you go down to log, all right, it has breakfast, lunch, dinner, scroll down a little bit, and then snacks. Okay. The exercise, just let you know, mine auto logs for my Apple Watch. So you can lose it to your Apple Watch, and it already knows how many steps you do. It knows your heart rate. It knows all of that kind of stuff already. So we didn't put any of that in.
I did.
You did. I did.
I didn't.
Mine just,
I didn't know that I could sync it to my Apple Watch.
Yeah, I told you that a couple times, but that's a different story.
Technology.
Yeah. So if you look at the very top of this log sheet or this log list, see, it gives you the snapshot already of your proteins, fats, and carbs for the day with your percentages. Okay, so you don't have to go to the other screen. So for the thing I really loved about Lose It is that their database of food is huge.
So I clicked
like
plus.
Huge. So if you click plus and it starts to get to know your foods, like for the first few days, this was really like, holy cow.
It was time consuming.
But then when you're somebody like me, like us, we eat the same foods, it already has them all in there. It knows my breakfast every day.
But you can also scan the barcode of a bag of food.
Yep.
And it just logs it for you.
Yep.
So that's what we
And
did.
you just say how many servings you have. Okay, which was great. So on this day, this was June 8th. All right.
Down.
No, right there. So for breakfast, 385, again, that's calories. Okay. You just hit the little plus sign, and then you just type in Shakeology, one scoop.
And it was in there.
And then spinach, we had spinach to ours. She had a piece of bread with peanut butter on it. She had a cup of strawberries.
Like, that's a big breakfast.
Threw peanut butter in her shake as well. And then you can see
ate a lot of food.
For lunch, she had zoodles, she had cheese, she had chicken thighs. Ooh, that was that.
Oh, that was
masala.
really good.
Yeah, that was that tandoori
really
chicken. That was really good. For dinner, you can see what she had. Again, that day, she needed an extra carb, so she had half of a sweet potato.
Oh, look, I had Quest bar.
And then here's the thing that did not click for me until probably about week 4. And this is going to be the next thing that we're going into after we get through. We're almost done with the nutrition and all this, and we're going to move to supplements. We're going to talk about the Beachbody Performance line. Okay. A lot of people will be freaked out. Like for me on Meal Plan D, I was eating protein all the time, like all day long. It was double protein, double lunch, double dinner, like double meat, double everything. But what I wasn't doing is I wasn't logging my recover and my recharge.
Because we thought it was free on the container system.
When the container system it is.
So
but
log it in.
On here, when you're looking at macros, put it in because those are each a serving of protein. Duh, that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recover is one of my servings of protein. Recharge was another serving of protein. So once I actually realized I'm actually getting enough protein, I don't have to have all
I don't
of
have
this,
to gorge myself.
right, which is what I was pretty much doing.
Yeah.
And hydrates in there and everything. The only word of caution, some people have gone in and added things to the database, and beach bars are in there. Okay. I would have those, or Quest bars, or whatever it is. And somebody put in beach bar as, there's one of them. If you just search, this is what you'll get. Okay. Well, if you just click one of them, that's fine. But one of them said that it was 100 and right here, instead of total fat, somebody typed in 70 grams of fat instead of 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening to my total fat today? And I went back and I'm like, oh, I chose one that actually didn't match the label.
Yeah.
So you do just have to, that's my one word of caution, because some people add those in on their own and they may not be accurate.
Yeah.
So, but pretty much everything's in there. When we would go to El Camino, I would log that. When
best that we could.
Go to Chick-fil-A, when there would be Panera salads for lunch, it's in there. So that was the really, really cool thing.
El Camino is not.
El Camino is not, but you can match it up with the food.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's really it about nutrition. So 30% protein, 30% fat, 40% carbs is the goal. And I will tell you, I think there was one day out of 6 weeks that was actually perfect. The rest of them were a little off, but there's a really cool feature in there that will show our group is you can look at your week at a glance, and my week at a glance was always pretty much right on. And when I looked at things, I'm like, well, what would Joel say? Joel would say, well, how was your week? How was your week? It doesn't matter day by day, you know, because we have a cheat day. We have that. What's the week? Oh, my week is still good.
You should add.
We should add help.
I'll try, but I don't know how accurate it'll be.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to answer some questions in the chat in a sec, but I do want to talk about that, our splurge day or cheat day.
Mm-hmm.
And in our book, it was called a cheat day. Okay, which I would like to, and I don't know what it is right now in the nutrition guide. It's like a cheat moment or a cheat meal or a splurge moment. So
it's not gorge yourself all day.
It's not a whole Saturday where you eat everything that you want on, you know, it's like I'm going to the ballpark, I'm going to have beer and a hot dog. Like I'm going to have something that's not 100% on plan or the best choice of protein. I'm going to have a beer. And that's what most people did for their splurge times. They'd go out for ice cream. They'd go have margaritas, wine, beer, whatever, those kinds of things. So it's like a Friday night date night. It's a girls' night. It's a night. It's a day. And, you know, we would sometimes have it on a Wednesday. They did recommend that you have your splurge on maybe a rest day before you're going to do leg day, right? And you kind of learn that from, I think, 80 Day Obsession when you had some of those cheat days in there. And so just make sure it's like, I mean, it's best for your body and your results if you're going to splurge and have extra carbs. And basically the splurge is extra carbs.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the way Joel described it, and I think that made a lot of sense.
It made a lot of, you're going to go over on your carbs, you know, and so the next day you're going to do a leg day workout or you're going to do a hard workout.
And guess what? You're going to have more energy to get through the workout because you had more carbs.
And I think a lot of you experienced that if you did 80 day, but because it felt that way. And you don't want it like it to be an invitation to just go get schmammered on margaritas because then you're not going to feel good for the workout. Well, but I think we're all grown ups so we know that.
I don't know if it's in your guys' nutrition guide, but in ours at the bottom, it said alcohol is allowed, but please note that if you have too much, it may make your workout really hard the next day. And it was like an
asterisk.
Yeah, it was, by the way,
oh, really?
A hangover does not help your workout the next day. We're like, yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So.
But Joel showed us
you can tell Joel wrote that in
his
there.
freezer of Halo Top and of whiskey and vodka.
And his Captain Morgan.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's all about living your life. And I'm sure those of you that are in his coach test group, you're going to get real Joel. Yeah. Because after Joel would make a post like that, then Beachbody Nutrition would be like, remember to follow the containers. You know, and Joel like, shh. So, I mean, he's have fun and live your life. Just, you know how to do this and be okay with, and you don't have to have a cheat or a splurge every week. Like it's just there because in my mind, it made it easier to not like have wine or do whatever on a Wednesday night because I knew we were going to go ahead and have a date night on a Saturday and I wanted to have a glass of wine and whatever, you know, and maybe split a dessert with David, or we wanted to go out for ice cream with our kids. So it just let me say, and here's what I like, and I learned this from 2D Mindset too, not tonight, not right now, but later I can do that. Later this week I can have that. And so it wasn't me saying, no, Erin, that's not good for you. You can't have that. It was like, well, just not tonight. We're going to do that Friday night. And so that really helped me when I was meal planning for the week. We would literally be like, okay, what's our cheat this week? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And it was kind of fun, you know, to actually plan an ice cream date with the kids or plan a date night. And we did that more intentionally because of this meal plan. And it makes you stay on track and it helps you a little bit. But just know that if you go off once or twice, like don't beat yourself up. Just jump back on, drink a whole lot of water. You're going to be okay. You just don't want to cheat every single day. Yep. And that's where your support group comes in and your accountability group, because I know you may want to every single day. Mm-hmm. They're used to sitting down in front of the TV at night and having chips and salsa or Oreos and Doritos because we used to do that. Like, I get you.
Chips and salsa.
I feel you. Those dang sweet potato crackers from Costco. Like, I mean, we wanted to eat them all night long, but like you have to just like let yourself try it and succeed and you'll be good. Okay, so let's talk about the supplements.
Let's answer a few questions.
Okay.
Mimi, so Sean, similar position with weight. once I figured out my grams in body weight of protein, that was good. So I ended up eating meal plan D. And again, once I factored in the recover and recharge, made it so much more doable.
Yeah.
21 days. Yep. So if you're on, yep. Consistency is key there. Okay. So we're caught up on the chats. Supplements. So let's talk about the Beachbody Performance line. I will tell you straight up, I cannot imagine doing this program without the full line of Beachbody Performance. Your body needs them. You know, Joel always described it when he was on one of our calls, and he said, you know, you go to the R&D team, the research and development team in California, and they have more PhDs than a college campus. And that's the people making, developing, formulating, sourcing all of the Beachbody Performance line. They are the best people. I mean, you name the top academic people, sports science, sports performance, they're the absolute best people. So I trust them 100%. So what is the purpose of each of them? Make sure that your challengers know this, coaches. And then, of course, our challengers, make sure you understand this. We all should know it. Energize is to give your body an upper hand. Okay? That's its job. We all love the tingle. We all love the little rush. But the simple fact is what it's doing on the inside of your body is actually preparing your lungs to take in more oxygen, okay, so that they can start to repair themselves more, okay, that your body can absorb water better during your workout and your hydrate better. It actually opens up for somebody like me with asthma. Literally, a couple of the ingredients like quercetin is an anti-inflammatory. It actually dilates your all of your in your lung, in your heart, so that your body can take in more oxygen. All right, but it actually has you with the green tea extract that's in it from caffeine. We all love that little kick, but its purpose is so that you can actually push weights more. All right, that's its job. That's why it's formulated that way, so that you can do harder workouts in a longer amount of time. So it's perfect for a program like this because you want that to be able to exhaust your muscles. That's its job. Hydrate is, of course, give your body those electrolytes lost with HIIT. Obviously, this is a HIIT program. Right afterwards for the recover. All right, so your recover is right afterwards, and it's supposed to be consumed within 30 minutes because your body is looking for an immediate, quick, or a fast digesting source of protein so that it can immediately go straight to the muscles to begin repairing them, so that way you're not sore or as sore. And then, of course, they add in a pomegranate extract, which aids in soreness. All right. So the purpose of them, yes, it's a serving of protein, but it's what it does to your muscles. And that's why it's so important to have it within 30 minutes. Okay. There's a ton of research on chocolate because chocolate actually helps your body absorb quicker. And if you're Team Orange, it actually has more quercetin, so it actually helps your body process the protein even faster so that it can go straight to
oranges, though, and orange peels and muscle recovery too. There's something with orange.
I don't know that one. I don't.
So like having a lot of oranges and cuties and clementines. Like I ate cuties like every single day because Joel said that you should eat more oranges because of muscle recovery and soreness. So I just did that.
Yep.
So side note.
I would put in our creatine. We both used creatine. All of our friends used creatine in the test group. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit by itself and what its role is. But I would just mix my creatine in my recover, okay, right afterwards. And then on my non-workout days, you do use creatine on even your non-workout days. It's the only supplement that in the meal plan that you're supposed to use every day. All right. I know that makes everyone sad that you can't have Energize. We still do.
Yeah. There's no reason why you can't.
But on the non-workout days, I would just throw the scoop in my Shakeology. You know, it doesn't have a taste. I know Stephanie asked that question earlier. It is a little bit, it changes the texture, but when it
doesn't taste.
Yeah, it has no taste, but it changes the texture a little bit. I didn't even notice a change in texture when I put it in my recover at all.
No.
I noticed no difference.
No, but if you're just going to mix it in water, you're going to
It's going to be, obviously you're mixing something
But it
in
doesn't
water. It's
taste
going to
any
be different.
differently.
Yep. And then the purpose of recharge. I think recharge is the most misunderstood or non-understood. Not people don't educate themselves on recharge. And of all of the supplements, I've actually started to love recharge the most once I've figured it out. Okay. So recharge is a slow release protein. All right. So it's still a serving of protein, but its job is to slowly break down while you sleep. All right. So it's completely the opposite of recover. Recover is a quick release protein so that it can go straight to your muscles. Recharge is meant to stay in your digestive system longer so that it can help your muscles recover as you sleep. All right. So it takes hours and hours to digest so that your body, it's essentially like, you know, it's a drip in your system. Instead of opening the fire hose all the way, that would be recover. Recharge just lets drips in at a time so that it can help to recover your muscles.
The effect of recharge is that the next workout, you actually feel like ready for it. You don't, like sometimes when you work out, you're like, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? Like you still feel a little lethargic. You don't, your muscles are ready to do this, ready to fight. So I want to make sure that we're going to finish up soon because I don't want to go too long.
Yeah, we only have a couple more points.
Okay, but
creatine we get a lot of questions about. So let's talk about that.
Let's answer
you
this.
Want that one? Okay, we would recommend creatine. Again, it's very misunderstood. When we were in Mexico, we talked with Joel and Brianne about it, and Brianne was the one who actually jumped in, and she's like, just take it. Just take it.
Because I said, would you use creatine if you were doing this program? And she goes, without a doubt.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. I have trust and faith in my Beachbody peeps, you know, the experts. And so even in our test group, not all the women used it because they had a fear of.
And now they're asking questions and they're all adding in on round 2.
And now they're so annoyed. I'm like, and now everybody's using it on round 2 because they saw the difference of the results that like we got with it versus without it. And they're like, okay, you guys use creatine. Okay, gotcha. So women have this fear that they're going to be bloated. Okay. Because
where it'll bulk you up.
It'll bulk you up. It's not going to bulk you up in the least bit. Okay. Will it make you bloated? It makes your body, explain that part. Hold on to more water a little bit.
Yeah. So everyone's body, like if you go for your annual blood work, all right, has creatine in it. Like that's part of your annual blood work. Our bodies create creatine naturally. It's just giving you more of it. And what it does in terms of muscle building is creatine actually allows your muscles to hold on to water more, okay, to prevent soreness, but so that they can rebuild faster. So that way there's already water there ready to start the rebuilding process instead of waiting for more water to get there, waiting for your body to naturally produce more creatine. It's already there. Which
is the reason why I was able to never get past 20s or 25s on a chest press and get to 35s. I was able to build my muscles faster and my strength faster. It's why on a military press, I could never go above 15s and I could do 25s at the end. So I was able to increase my weights and my performance as a result of creatine. So, I mean, do you need it? You know, it's totally optional. It is, there's nothing harmful about it. In fact, the research that I did, I learned that it actually helps the bone health for a woman. And I mean, I'm prone to osteoporosis. My mom has it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I should be using this anyway. You know, I mean, so I just was like, why would I not use this? So when you use creatine, you guys, the instructions will tell you to go through a loading phase. In my opinion, and from Joel's opinion, that's kind of optional. If you want to start loading, that's fine. But I'm a little hesitant on you taking more than 2 scoops of creatine to load, just because the amount that it could put a little stress on your kidneys. I'm also prone to kidney stone, so I don't want that to happen. So just drink a ton of water if you're going to preload with the creatine. Okay, just drink a ton of water. I'm just going to start on, like I had originally said I'm going to start on today to load, and I'm not. I'm just going to start on Monday and start 1 scoop of creatine each time or every day starting on Monday. And then
And the key there is every day,
Every
not just
day.
workout days.
Every day. And it's kind of
7
hard
days
to
a week. Your
remember
body
sometimes.
needs it.
Yeah. And if you miss one day, whatever, but just try really hard to stay consistent. But then you only take it like for best physical results. Okay. You take creatine for 6 weeks of an 8-week program. You taper off, you let it kind of come out of your body, and you really do start to see a lot of muscle definition, shape, and form. You do have a whoosh effect because there is water leaving your body because it's coming out of your muscles. So you are going to get really great after photos if you stop taking creatine 2 weeks before.
Well, in the last 2 weeks of the program, just so everybody knows this, the first 6 weeks are build. And the last 2 are shred. Your workouts change.
Yeah.
Even the format of the workouts change in the last 2 weeks to be much more shred oriented. And that's of course to facilitate that. You stop the creatine because you're in the shred phase.
Well, and you guys have done the full body hit, I feel like. Well, at least he did that at Summit, the full body hit.
Yeah.
He likes push-ups and hits, so that's fun.
Yep.
There's times where you're like, I can barely hold my body up and do a push-up on my knees. Can I just tell you that, to be honest? Like, he's like, let's do a burnout at the end of this chest round. Let's do some push-ups and then some push-ups and then some push-ups. And you're like literally David and I one day were like, I could barely hold myself up. Just hold up and plank on my knees. That
was days 1 and 2 of week 1. I couldn't hold myself up. He was asking us to do push-ups, and I literally couldn't hold myself up.
Like, don't worry about it.
Nope.
Okay, it's okay. But we think that's fun. Okay, so don't it's before you know it, the workout's over. Okay, and it is really fun. It's like boom. Okay, so I think that's it. So basically, we want to make sure that you guys are like taking this seriously and making a commitment to yourself. But I also think it's really cool. We were asked by Beach by Corporate to help them make some sort of video, and they wanted us to say who we or why we lift. Okay, so we had to answer the question or fill in the blank. I lift for blank. Fill in the blank. And I thought it would be a cool way to leave you guys who are on the call to start this example within your groups, to go back to your groups and go to your groups and share, I lift for, and fill in the blank, and decide like who you are lifting for, why you're lifting, why you're doing this, why you're making an 8-week commitment. I mean, you're on a call tonight for an hour learning about this. You're ready to take this seriously. You're paying it forward to other people. You're doing this with a spouse or best friend. Like, you're really ready to go. And so I think it's really good to really actually like come up with that and own that. And I think personally it would be really cool for everybody to make a public statement in your group or on social media, whatever feels comfortable to you, to hold up a piece of paper that says, I lift for, fill in the blank, and you share it. And just because I feel like because a lot of times, a lot of us, my goal would be that every single one of you is at the finish line of this program. And I mean, we will be there. I hope that you will be there, but sometimes life is hard, and sometimes it's hard to show up, even if you have an accountability group, even if you have an amazing coach, or you are an amazing coach. Some days it's really hard, but it makes it easier if you remember and remind yourself why you're lifting and what this means to you and the value it holds in your life. So that would be my last kind of challenge before we end this tonight, would be you to lead by example, because you were here tonight, you were able to make it happen, you're still on this call, to hold up a piece of paper. It can be pretty, it can be written in pencil or marker, it doesn't matter. I lift for, fill in the blank, and then share it. We even thought it would be really cool if like you shared it with like your support system, your children, your spouse, your friends, whoever's like in your home or your household, and have them behind you, because that's you sharing in a commitment with people who probably look up to you and see you as an example, and making a public commitment to us, but also to your family, maybe your friends. I think that would be super cool too. Okay. So that's your final challenge, you guys, but we start on Monday. So freaking excited. If you're in our test group, we're going to be talking about meal plans and helping you build meal plans. And I know if you're not in our group, your coach will do that, because that's one of the things that we do, is we make sure that when Monday comes around, you like know what you're going to eat and you're feeling halfway comfortable with it. and you've got a plan in place. So just make sure that, yeah, our hashtag is Lift for Life. Lift for Life. Yeah, Elisa. Yeah. Lift for Life. Okay. Let me make sure you don't have any other questions. Do you want to add anything? I think we got it all. You guys, thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. Whether it's your first program or your 11th or your 12th or whatever. So are you guys ready for this? Yay. So excited. Okay. All right. You are so welcome, you guys. Yeah. Thank you for this. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm excited for you guys all to see this. It seems like forever since we started, and it's hard to think back that wasn't really that long ago. And we have to be excited. For the third time, we're starting this program now, week 1 for the third time next week. So it's awesome.
Yeah. I remember Teresa did have a question. She was like, so my pack, I didn't get hydrated, didn't get recharged, that kind of stuff. So you can order them separately. And those of you guys who are coaches, you'll get 25% off all of that. So you just log on and you go to shop and you purchase it. And so another perk of coaching is that you can try those other products. You can order them a one time or auto ship and keep them coming, whatever. Try them out once and then see how it fits into your plan. But yeah,
auto ship has the cheaper shipping.
Auto ship has cheaper shipping. So that always makes sense. What else did I want to say? What else? There was something, it was so good. Tip of the tongue. I've said enough. Okay. That's all. I could talk all night about this kind of stuff. Okay, you guys, you all are awesome. All right. I will see you later. Bye. You guys. Thank you so much.